my name's Hannah. I am 37 years old, and my scenario that leads to my question is, so my husband would absolutely love to wake me up by being playful. However, to this day, when I'm still asleep,
probably not tickling,
and he tries something, whether it's any type of intimate touching, so like just even touching my breasts or kissing my neck or stroking me in some way, I wake up in full-on panic mode.
Yeah, I would too.
Mostly because I had, in my past with my exes, not great experiences. Transparently, they really enjoyed hurting me.
Oof.
And specifically when I was sleeping with one of them. And so I have a very difficult time with that. And over the years, I've had wonderful, safe friends and safe spaces that have kind of helped me regain some of that autonomy. And my husband has been extremely patient. We've been together for 15 years at this point.
Oh.
And he's very communicative and very helpful when I'm awake and we're having conversations. And, you know, that's like a hard no for me. And maybe we could try doing that differently. And so we've done well together. And he's never vocalized that he's disappointed or anything like that. But I feel bad in some ways. And then at the same time, the other thing that really gets me with it is I really feel like that was taken from me, and I want it back because I would like to enjoy myself being woken up in that way too. And it's, you know, full hands on deck. I'm allowed to wake him up that way, but he just knows that that's a no-no for me, and I don't really want it to be a no-no. It's just I don't have control over it like I do when I'm awake. So my question is, in those situations, how do you address something like that when it's really subconscious, where I don't have control and I just wake up terrified, and it has nothing to do with him. It's not his fault at all. It just takes me a moment to kind of recenter where I am and be okay with it. And at that point, the happy feeling gone. And just kind of, where do you even start with something like that? Thank you very much. And I really appreciate and love the show. So hope everything goes well.
Thanks.
Bye.
Oh, thanks. That's sweet. Okay. So first of all, super common. Hear this a lot.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, it would happen. It happens more than you'd think.
Yeah, I mean, happening at all is more than I would think.
Surprise. First of all, super sorry to hear that happened to you.
Oof.
That's terrible. It's gross. Glad you're not with those people anymore. Long time not with those people. You've been with your husband for 15 years, and he sounds great. And you sound great too. So
you do.
So thanks for calling in. Thanks for sharing this. Now, the first thing I need to say about this is that I work with a lot of women who experience kind of what I describe as the clench effect. Yeah. So this can happen most commonly when you kind of advance the sexual boundary a little bit too quickly, right?
Okay.
So let's say we're going from doing nothing to then my husband just reaches over and like cups a boob or something. And I'm like, ah!
Yikes.
And my whole nervous system goes, oh, what's happening? And that happens with women who don't ever have a trauma history.
Wow.
With sexuality.
So that's just genetically inbred in us.
That has my little armchair kind of hypothesis is this is just what happens from decades, centuries of being prey.
Right.
Right? Is that we have this immediate kind of response when something sneaks up on us too soon. Right? So also, I would say, I know a lot of people, and probably even Hannah, that maybe on any other day can wake up already in a state of anxiety.
Oh.
So from the minute your little eyes pop open, you're going about all the things that you have to do. And
sexual or not, just
sexual
life.
or not, your brain's just running,
okay.
Right? Possibly even your nervous system is just running, right? So this is not me dismissing the trauma. Let me say that very clearly. This is me normalizing what you're experiencing, even for people who don't have trauma, right? So a lot of times I'll hear people who do have trauma histories and they're like, this is happening because this thing happened to me. And I'm like, yeah, but also this happens to people that haven't had anything happen to them. So whether you have or not, you could still be struggling with this. You could be somebody who's never had a bad thing happen in your sleep in your life and still wake up wanting to slap his hand off your tit when it happens.
Right.
Okay. So to understand that this is something that your brain and your body can sometimes just randomly do, it may or may not be linked to trauma. You're drawing an association, and that's valuable. However, there is this automatic nature to it that has nothing to do with trauma. Okay? Knee jerk, right? The next thing I would say is the beating yourself up about it is not going to help you. Right. So putting pressure on yourself in terms of like, I feel bad because I want him to be able to have this, and then I want to have this. Like,
it doesn't sound like the partner's putting any kind of pressure on her. So that's a huge plus.
Yeah.
She chose right.
Yeah. She doesn't say he's upset, he pouts, he gets frustrated. Like, she hasn't said anything like that. Okay. So this is a problem they both want to solve, but they want to solve it in a happy way. Nobody's doing any pushing. So what that means, Hannah, is that you can't be pushing yourself from the inside. The more that you focus on pressure about it, the harder it's going to be to move any of these variables around.
Right.
Okay. It's fine, though. I will say this. It is fine to get angry about a circumstance and have that kind of like catapult you to change, right? Her saying like, I want this for me. Great. Absolutely great. When I have two people and one of like, you know, a man and a woman, and the man is saying, hey, honey, I need you to make a change. And the woman's like, okay, I'll make a change to make you happy. Progress will look like this. It will not be steady. It will come and it will go. When the woman herself says, hey, I want to make a change for myself, and also this will make my partner happy, but I want it for myself. Change will typically look a little bit more linear. There won't be backsliding because it's tied to that person's goals, not just I have a goal of placating you.
But is there any benefit to having an hour goal?
Yeah, there is.
Right.
There absolutely is. But you can't minus the personal. Okay?
Okay.
Because again, then it's just, I'm going to have trouble remembering because it's not tied to my goal. I'm doing something for somebody else. Okay? So that's thing number 2. Thing number 3, it sounds like you're already partially doing most of what I would kind of like recommend or like prescribe. I got to hear on
love the prescription.
Yeah, as if I'm a doctor, right? So what I would suggest is this. He's going to surprise you. You're going to wake up and go a little bit, right? And it sounds like maybe as a suggestion, like don't hit up the erogenous zones immediately. Maybe like rub my thigh, rub my back, rub my arm. Don't kiss the neck. Don't grab a boob. Don't grab the puss.
Yeah.
Right? Like those are highly, highly innervated, and those are highly triggered to the clench response. Okay. So maybe start a little bit on the outskirts and then move it in as I kind of wake up. Right. So you don't want to wake up with his face in your crotch. Right. Like that's too much. That'll definitely, shut up, Sid. That'll definitely trigger that response. Okay. But wherever it gets triggered, you have to kind of lay there for a moment and breathe. Have a little conversation with yourself about what's happening in your body. Okay. Talk to yourself about how like, this is just a knee-jerk reaction. He's safe. I'm safe. I know he's not going to hurt me. I might feel I can let whatever feelings I've got, annoyed, scared, fearful, whatever, I can let them come up. I can let them go. So what this means is basically he needs to not withdraw from you. You need to just kind of like marinate in it for a little bit and breathe deeply, get out of your head, get into your body, lean into what he's doing, see if it feels good, and see if you can just hang out there long enough to shift your mindset out of that fear response.
Interesting.
Right? So you're letting the body kind of like regulate and calm down, and you're talking yourself through it like, okay, we know what's happening. This just happens. Okay. But let's look around. Like the variables are different. Yeah. Okay. Open your eyes kind of thing. Right? You don't have to open them. You can pretend like you're asleep. It's hotter that way sometimes if you just keep pretending like you're asleep. But anyways, so that's my first suggestion. Don't take that automatic clench response as I have to break all contact. You have to stop touching me. Go to the other side of the bedroom. I'm going to go to the bathroom and calm myself down before I come back again. Right? Is if you can, if it feels safe, hang out there and talk to yourself about what's happening and breathe and let your body lean into whatever he may be doing that feels good and feels safe. Okay?
So take note on what you like and what you don't like out of the situation.
Yes. You remember the ladder, right? We talk about the ladder a lot. So if there's something down here, like if he's just, like rubbing your leg or rubbing your back, And you can get out of that moment and go, well, but that does feel nice, right? Okay, great. Breathe, lean into it, take it in, right? And then ask yourself, do I want to go up one rung on the level? Do I want him to move up a little bit more, right? And probably he can tell when this is happening too. He might be able to feel your body start to relax a little bit, might hear your breathing kind of like regulate, right? So especially if they've had this good communication for 15 years.
It sounds like this is going to be a lot of communication.
It does, but it sounds like maybe he's already kind of dialed into her a little bit.
I mean, it's open enough that she's able to communicate it.
15 years, you get to be a good study of somebody.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to talk him through it, like, hey, like not in the middle of it happening, but like beforehand, say, hey, here's what I'm going to try to do. Okay. So if you feel me freeze up, don't freak out. Don't stop. Maybe pull back, just slow down, hang out with me so I can marinate in it and come back into the sexy mindset.
Slow the process.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then my fourth recommendation is you have spent a long time practicing this, right? And what I mean by practice, I'm not saying it's conscious, okay? But when your body sounds the alarm, you've been practicing whatever kind of response that you have, whatever thoughts and feelings that you have, right? Unwillingly or whatever you have. And so we've really deepened that like neural pathway of when X, then Y.
Right.
Right? So what I would recommend is outside of sexy time, okay, whenever you have a spare moment throughout the day, or, you're alone, maybe you're having some self-care, whatever, mentally rehearse this feeling positive. See the scene in your mind, see yourself asleep, see him waking up, touching you. Think about what that would feel like. Think about the pleasure that you could have in your body, and think about it being safe, and kind of rehearse that mentally so that you're building those neural pathways, right? So because you've had a lot of bad experiences for it, we need to try to load in some positive experiences. And research tells us that with anything, it can be playing a piano, it can be firing a gun, it can be like Target, right? Anything like that. If you're mentally rehearsing it, you'll double your performance, if not more.
Interesting.
Right? So you don't have to physically be having a success for you to mentally rehearse a success and then use that as an anchor point for when that happens in real life. So there you go.
Yeah.
Those are my recommendations.
That's a lot of recommendation, and good luck to your spouse, because that's going to be a lot of communication. It's going to be a lot of patience.
It is, but
15 years.
And it's worth it.
It's worth it.
That's some hot shit if you can make it work. So good luck, Hannah. Thanks for calling in.